Hello, fellow fools, and welcome to your timeless pick a pile reading with me. My name is Bren. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be guiding you through this very magical psychic card reading experience. Now, if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. I will give a little overview of how this works, and then you can decide what will work for you within this reading, all right? So to start, I will be talking a little bit about the astrology of this new moon Pisces that we're experiencing now. And as I said at the beginning, it is a timeless reading, but at the time of recording this, it is a Pisces new moon. So I am going to talk a little bit about the astrology of the moment, and that could, even if you're, again, not listening to this during a Pisces new moon or during this Pisces new moon, it could still reveal some information and some insights that could be helpful for you at whatever time that you are listening or witnessing this reading. Okay, so after we talk a little bit about the astrology, then we're going to do a collective reading. It's going to be a card pull of both decks that we're going to be using today for the pick a pile portion. And so you can kind of get to know the decks a little bit more, see what feels good for you, and also just see what collective messages there are for all of us at this time. And then from there, you get to pick a pile, pick the pile that resonates most with you to see what further messages, I suppose, are coming for you. So without further ado, we are going to start with the astrology portion. I do have the astrology chart of this new moon right here in front of me right now. And I don't dig into all of it, just FYI. I'm just going to dig into it intuitively, what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing, what is important for us to know right now for this new moon. So it is a new moon in Pisces, and the, the mantra for this lunation is meditate and contemplate. Pisces is the last zodiac sign of the zodiac wheel, so it really symbolizes the collective consciousness. It symbolizes all of us together. I think of like a school of fish, like we're all in this together for whatever reason. We kind of know that we each have a purpose in this, and we each can like feel each other's presence with each of our unique, each of our unique purposes here on this beautiful earth and universe that we are in at this moment. So this new moon, I'm really feeling like the final push, the final release of the past, the final like surrender to what was is no longer, and now we can jump into something new. Because Pisces can also symbolize the death of things. It's like the death of the zodiac wheel. It's the end. But then Aries, right after it, promises a new beginning. And as you know, probably, there's a circle of the wheel. The wheel never actually ends. So there never truly is a true beginning, a true ending of things in a way, because it's always cyclical. Anything that ends gives room for a new beginning, things like that. So Pisces can be a more sad energy or just a more emotional energy. And I know I am a Pisces. I've got a lot of Pisces in my chart. So there's just a lot of I think of Pisces as like the symbol of the yin yang, the yin yang, or the yin yang, if either way you understand it. But there's a little bit of dark in the light, and there's a little bit of light in the dark, and together they make one whole. So I definitely see Pisces like that. Like Pisces can reach the highest of highs. Their imagination, their fantasies can be everything, all the dreams coming true. Very whimsical, very beautiful. And also, you can't have the light without the dark. So Pisces also really understands the depth of things and how deep sorrow can really go. And I don't know if you can see Frank in the video right here, but hi Frank. Frank has brought us a beautiful little mouse, and it's interesting too because I know she wants me to throw it, but my friend Mia's animal of the year is a mouse, and what we were kind of learning about that is to be really strategic and like have a vision, have just pay attention to the details of things, so you don't get endangered, because, you know, something small like this. Oh my gosh, she really just wants to play. Let's see what that. She's all over the place today. I'm recording at a different time than usual, and so I feel like She's just doing her thing. She's so cute. But anyway, we're not talking about Frank, but also we kind of are, because the cat and the mouse, you know, I feel like that's actually the message that's trying to come through here with this interaction that we're experiencing is like, are you the cat or are you the mouse? You can't understand the prey without understanding the predator, and vice versa. They can't really exist necessarily without each other, because if there's not a predator to cull out some of those mice, there's going to be a way overpopulation issue, and it will cause issues. But also the predator cannot survive without the prey, because that is their nourishment, that is their food source. So I'm feeling for you, and for this Pisces new moon, we all might be feeling like, am I the prey? Am I the predator? Do I need to step into one more than the other? There's that. Additionally, traditionally, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, and modernly, Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Neptune right now is in the sign of Aries, which is very fiery, very initiatory, and it's kind of like a fighter energy. So when this dreamy Neptune is in this fighter energy, it can kind of indicate, and it's co-present also with Saturn very close by, but also Venus is also in Aries, and so is Chiron. So it does seem like there's this story that's playing out with this new beginning in regards to who are we? What is the highest version that we dream of ourselves? How we show up, and how can we give structure, that Saturn, to that dream, that like Aries, put yourself first kind of dream. There's nothing wrong like with Aries energy of like putting yourself first. It's only when that's at the expense of others in a way that's not ideal, or like not initiating or allowing for it. We're still in a Mercury retrograde, by the way, so pardon me if my words are not as flowy and clear as I would like them to be. But yeah, just don't like, this is a time, I feel like this new beginning is for you to dream really big about who you are, who you want to be, and how to give structure to that, and how you being authentically you can actually allow for other people to also bond closer to you, because we all need each other. We all are in community, but we all are individuals within the community. So each of us little school of fish, we're not just all the same. We're all operating our unique stories. So how can we allow that path to shine, and how can we allow ourselves to be seen and to be free and to feel good about ourselves, so then in community we can show up the best that we can be and offer the most we can to our collective as a whole. Because remember, Pisces is about the collective, so we are individuals within the collective, and don't lose yourself in the collective either. You are a unique individual. So I'm seeing that separation maybe coming up with this new moon Pisces. Like, what is your unique dream that could be allowing other people to also have their dreams come to fruition? Like, by you being selfish in a way, you actually also allow other people to be more authentically them, and for them to stand out in their own unique ways too. So it's not selfish to be self-involved and self-centered in a way, you know. Obviously find the balance there, but that's a big pull that I'm feeling for the Neptune side of the story. But I really also wanted to talk about that Jupiter, because truly, traditionally, our ancestors and where astrology comes from really believed that Pisces was associated with Jupiter, the planet of beauty, the planet, well, that's more Venus, but the planet of expansion, the planet of philosophical knowledge and growth. And it has been in Cancer for the last like almost year, you know, like six to 9 months, I guess. So, and the story that's unfolding now is Jupiter recently just went direct after many weeks in its retrograde process. So now that we're going forward, it seems like a lot of the blessings that might have been elucidatory in that Jupiter Cancer area of our charts, it's now actually more able to come to fruition. And Jupiter's still moving really slow at this time, so I'm not seeing like all of this being super obvious all at once, all these blessings that might be coming through for that Cancer part of your chart. But it's being revealed slowly through time. And the more that you are being open-minded and learning about your emotions and learning about how to express yourself, Cancer is associated with like the mother of the zodiac. So, you know, the nurturing aspects that you need emotionally, the nurturing aspects that maybe your community needs. And again, it really will depend on where Cancer is in your unique birth chart, where that expansion will be. So for me, for example, Cancer is in my 4th house of home, my country, my roots, things like that. So I have it, you know, Jupiter loves being in Cancer. It's exalted there. It operates really well because if we expand that mother archetype of nurturing and goodness, you know, it just feels really warm and fuzzy and nurturing and beautiful. But when it's retrograde, again, some of the blessings aren't always seen as obviously. And so now that it's stationing direct in my 4th house of home, things like that, I'm seeing a growth in my surroundings. I literally added a family member in my home, which is my cat. And now I'm getting a lot of new things for the cat. So my home is literally changing, expanding, and evolving. So I recommend that if you want to look in your natal birth chart, see where Cancer is. If you have placements there might be some sort of expansion or some sort of learning that can benefit you in the long run if you kind of pay attention to what's unfolding. I know also, like, I've been getting a lot of ancestral insights. I've been reading a lot of ancestry books. That's my 4th house. And also my family, without me having to do anything, has been sending me information about like, oh, this is our ancestry. Like, I'm doing a 23andMe. This is the information that I'm getting and all that stuff. So without me even trying, I'm receiving these insights about where I come from. So that's the 4th house expansion for me. So new moon Pisces, kind of like talking about that new beginning with that planet Jupiter. I see new beginnings in the home, new beginnings in how you nurture yourself, maybe how you nurture others, how you connect with others, maybe also boundaries. I think of Cancer a lot with boundaries because they're the crab, you know, they can pinch you if you're, you know, crossing their boundaries or anything like that. So really protection, I'm feeling an amplification of that. And right now is a good time to reflect on, like, what does it take for you to feel safe? What does it take for you to feel nurtured and connected with your home? Or what does a sense of home even mean to you? So that's the overview of the astrology. If you have any questions about that, feel free to leave that in the comments. I am happy to answer any questions you might have about that. Or if you have additional insights as well that you noticed about this, the astrology of this new moon, please be sure to leave a comment. That's amazing. So the next thing we are going to do is to do a collective reading. I'm super excited to do this collective reading for y'all. So just to introduce the decks that we're going to be working with, we have the Campers Magician card playing deck. Actually, this is a deck that I got from a couple of traveling magicians who were visiting here in Denver not too long ago. And so it is a playing card deck. And it's magician. So there's like 2 4 of hearts, and there's also a blank card. There's 2 jokers, and I think there's, 1 joker has the fire out and 1 has the fire on in the campfire. It's just a really cool deck, and I'm really excited to use it and infuse a little bit of magic in our session today. And so that'll be the Campers deck. And then I also have the Living Wheel Astrology Oracle deck here that we can use, and it's all things astrology. And so it has the planets. Look, Neptune showed up. Neptune at the bottom here. There are also houses, zodiac signs, lots of good stuff in this deck, eclipses. And this was a gift from my dear friend Moses. So thank you, Moses, for allowing us to use this deck today. So just to give a little overview again. Pisces, love Pisces. The mantra of this lunation is meditate and contemplate. So really go inwards. Pisces is a sleepy zodiac sign, and especially when there's no light out, when there's at night, at least when there's a new moon, It's really a time to look at the stars and to dream about like the bigger concepts of life and what, in the grand scheme of things, like what is this all for? What is our spiritual connection? What is our, just purpose within knowing the connection that all things are connected and we all are connected. And it is also water sign without boundaries, because Pisces, they're just the fish. They don't have claws. They don't have, the stinger like Scorpio or Cancer does. It's the only water sign that doesn't have protection. So the main defense mechanism that Pisces has is to swim away or to run away from things, to escape. So it does seem like this is a really great time for us to set new intentions for how do we want to escape in a healthy way? What are new beginnings within that? And how do we meditate and contemplate, our own vision for things and being ourselves and being, just what's the new beginning that we want for how we can escape in more healthy ways rather than escaping to avoid and just to run away from something that you probably will have to face later anyway. It's like, don't torture yourself by not addressing things when they need to be addressed. New beginnings there. So additionally, before I draw cards from our decks here, I did also have an additional card. This is from my personal deck. This is Bren Oracle deck. I make cards all the time. They also have my info on the back, so people can connect with me, but everyone gets a card. And I drew this card the other day at my tarot workshop, and it's like an image of a feminine foot lifting the lid to a trash can, pushing the lever to open a trash can. And it's really beautiful, like cartoony image here. And I wanted to introduce this to this reading as well, because I think it's just really helpful. Like Pisces is, I do think in a way, the garbage can of the zodiac, because it just absorbs and it takes things in, and it can take the dark and it can take the light, and it transmutes them into a balancing act for both. So I just feel like now's a really great time. This is the final push for us to release and throw anything away that needs to go, that is not serving us anymore. This can be emotional baggage. This can be physical things, but it also can be like baggage you've been holding on to emotionally that isn't even yours. Maybe it's an ancestor's, or maybe it's a friend's, or, you're just holding on to things that you really don't need to hold it all. Just, I do feel like this lunation is helping us get clear on what is our burden to heal and what is our burden to hang on to, and what baggage is not for us to hold on to anymore if it ever was our burden to begin with. So without further ado, we're going to draw a card from the Camper's deck. Oh my gosh, so many cards came out. We're not going to take all of those. Oh my gosh, so tricky. A lot of jacks are coming up though. Okay, this jack really wants to be seen. Maybe I'll keep that jack. I'll draw one more just because I usually just like to draw one, but I like to be really intentional about that. So we have the Jack of Diamonds. Jack of Diamonds translates to the Page or the Knight of Pentacles in tarot, if you're interested in that. So I am seeing this as like a learning opportunity for all of us to really get into true alignment with what we truly value, because our world is changing rapidly right before our eyes. What used to be a value is no longer a value. There's a lot of volatility in the stock market even, or like Bitcoin. It's like, oh, Bitcoin was worth $10,000 Bitcoin at one point, but now it's definitely not worth that anymore. And in fact, it might have crashed. I don't know a lot about Bitcoin, but something that was of value has lost value. And then maybe it'll have more value again. I don't really know. But this is about you really getting clear with the volatility of what's happening around you. What is of true value? Because also money at the end of the day is just a piece of paper. It's a number on a screen. It's not real. It's just that we all have agreed that it is real in a way. And so it is. But also money only has value to what you can assign it to. So really get clear on like what you value. Do you value element? Do you value gold? Or are you wanting to invest in a garden to make sure you have food this summer, because food is getting more expensive? It's up to you to really decide like that things are changing, Well, you're not deciding that. That's just the truth. That's the only constant that we have. So just know that things are changing. So your values are subsequently going to change too. Like what's actually important to you. And your time is also a resource. What resources do you have access to? And what do you want to lean more into or learn more about so then you can feel more secure down the line? That's what I'm feeling for you. That's the new beginning that's kind of popping up here. And then we also have the 4 of Spades here. 4s symbolize stability, and 4 of Spades specifically symbolizes the 4 of Swords. So I find this really interesting too, because this is all about sacred rest. I see this as like the sacred rest card. And so now's a really great time to evaluate, like, are you getting enough sleep? If you're not, how can you get more sleep? Are you stressing out about things in the mind? Is that why you're losing sleep? Or do you just have like a health issue that's interfering with your sleep? There's just something here that it's really important to get more sleep, especially before spring starts, which is like right around the corner for us at this time of recording anyway. But like, you know, you need to get your rest. So then when things actually start picking up, you're ready, because I'm feeling like for the collective, we're kind of feeling drained because we're getting a lot of, you know, change again, and change is really disruptive to the nervous system. So how are we coping with that change in a way that honors our bodies, honors our minds, and honors our future? Because if we're not resting enough now, when things really pick up very soon, you're going to feel even more tired and less rested. So just take that final opportunity that you have in this moment to find as much rest as possible. Even if it's like taking 10 minutes a day to just close your eyes and not scroll and not look at anything and just turn things off. That is a super powerful practice that you can do to recharge you. Even when you don't have time to sleep a full night's rest or whatever, or take a nap, you know. But if you have the privilege to take a nap, take a nap, okay? So those are the cards that we have for the Campers deck. And now we're going to go into the astrology cards from the Living Wheel Oracle deck. All right, it looks like we have a card selected, and it is the Sun. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. That song is from a musical. I think it's from Oklahoma. I could be wrong. But basically it talks about like, I've got no mansion, I've got no yacht. Still, I'm happy with what I've got because I've got the sun in the morning and I've got the moon at night. So I'm feeling that we have everything we need. I know that, again, I'm feeling a little bit of turbulence happening in this reading, in that like there's just, you know, if we're thinking about Pisces, it is the ocean. So it's like the crashing waves, and it's like, how do you find stability in the endless ocean? Like it's, you know, the solace that we have is that our ancestors have come before us. This is not the first time that humans have gone through hardship or turmoil. It's not the first time that we have gone through change on a mass level. So just stay positive. Honestly, that's kind of what this is saying. It's like, stay optimistic, remind yourself that you are a unique star in this world that we live in, and you are meant to shine brightly in your unique way. It doesn't mean that you need to be in front of the spotlight. It doesn't mean that you need to be, you know, front and center for everything. It's just like, when you're meant to show up, shine brightly, even if it's uncomfortable. But if it feels true to you, if it feels authentic, this is the time. This is the time to show up and be seen, even if you are scared of being seen in certain ways. This is vulnerability. I'm feeling, just you getting rid of old narratives of what you thought about yourself and shining more authentically, and not letting past versions dictate who you are now, because you're evolving, you're, you know, rotating, we're all changing. So, also making sure you're getting enough vitamin D, again, like going back to the sleep, making sure you're getting all your nutrients as well. I'm feeling for this, like, get your vitamin D, make sure you're taking your vitamins if you need them, or eating foods that are nourishing. Maybe you want to throw away, or donate, I guess, foods that are not useful for you. Cause like the other day I had bought like 2 bags of hot Cheetos, and I really didn't need both bags. And so, there's the service that comes by to water my, trees. It's like a community tree. So, I had given one of my hot Cheeto bags to the guy watering my tree because I was like, I don't need this. This is just going to make me feel icky. And here's a person who really likes hot Cheetos and I'm going to give them to him. So then he can enjoy that, you know? So just knowing that the more you share, the more you can receive. And, you know, there's just a symbiotic, like, we're all in this together energy. You know, if the climate change is going to take one of us out, it's going to take all of us out. So we all have to just be proactive to serve in ways that feel aligned with us and shine brightly in ways that feel authentic and good without draining ourselves and taking on too many responsibilities that probably aren't even ours. Okay. So that concludes our collective reading. I'm going to do one more thing for the collective reading because we have this good luck charm chicken. We have this good luck chicken charm bowl. I swear words today. And I'm recording this pretty soon after waking up too, because I was like, it's Pisces. It's so dreamy. Like, I got to do this right after I wake up. But also I'm like, I'm still waking up. So yes, we're going to actually pick a good luck charm from the chicken bowl here for the collective reading. I don't think we usually do this. Maybe I do. But it is, at the time of this recording, St. Patrick's Day, which is all about good luck and things like that. So I'm like, hey, now we've got to take a good luck charm for sure. So let's see what random good luck charm comes out for us. Oh my goodness. And it is a bat. It is a mini bat, the little flying animal kind of bat, not a baseball bat. But the good luck that's coming through here, it's so interesting. I'm going to do a little story time, little story time, because I think we're going to get to somewhere good. But I work doing readings at Casa Bonita. So another nickname that I have when I do tarot readings is Batty Bren. And I named myself that because I am kind of, when I do my readings there, I'm in this bat cave kind of looking thing. It's like a little cave nook. And there's also a bat shrine nearby that I used to leave offerings to. So the thing about this though is bats, there's like deception that people, I feel about bats. Cause like, first of all, if you see a bat in the sky, sometimes you think it's a bird. Like it's hard to identify like a bat versus something else. But also there's a lot of information about bats that are incorrect, but we take it as fact. So for example, the saying blind as a bat is not even true. Bats are not blind at all. They actually have really good eyesight. And so I'm feeling a little bit of trickster energy that's emerging from this bat energy. So the good luck I feel like is for us to just be tapped into truth of things. And that kind of, I feel like goes with the sun too, like illuminating things. And sometimes it's hard to look at the truth, but if we actually dig a little deeper, we can see the truth of things. And I am seeing like eyesight is also really important. So if you are not like, maybe you need to go to the eye doctor and get your eyes checked out. But like, I'm just feeling like not everything that you see is true. Again, like if you see a bat flying, but maybe you mistake that bat for a bird just because they're more common. Just really understand that what you see with your eyes isn't always truth, and you can always investigate and do more research to get more information. Because do you want to be as blind as a bat in that fake, not even true way, or do you want to see like a bat, the truth of it, and actually see pretty well? So that is going to be your good luck message moving forward. So without further ado, I'll put all of those cards aside for now. We are now going into the pick a pile portion of this reading. So you're going to be pile number 1 if you choose this Camper's deck, playing card deck, and a crystal that is associated with that is this Amethyst chunk here. Amethyst is just a really nice crystal, and I associate it with Pisces just because it's my birthstone. I am a Pisces, and that's it. So you're pile 1 if you want to choose those 2 options. You're a pile number 2 if you oh my gosh, I did this reversed. Oh my gosh. Mercury retrograde. And it is in Pisces too. So like we're in this Pisces new moon right now, also with the retrograde. It's like Pisces isn't focused, period. But okay, well, I guess, oh my gosh, this is so confusing. We're going to try this again. Pile number ones are going to be this Camper's deck. Okay, it's the Camper's magic deck, and that will be with the Amethyst. Okay, fabulous. And then you're going to be pile number two if you are choosing the Oracle deck, the Living Wheel Astrology, and that will be accompanied by this chakra pointed smooth crystal. So it has a bunch of different crystals in it that symbolizes each of the chakras of the body. So without further ado, let's start with pile number ones. You're pile number one if you picked the Camper's deck and the Amethyst crystal here. So we're going to draw some cards for you. Ooh, 3 already have come out. How magical is that? Fabulous, fabulous. So card number 1 is Ace of Wands, or Ace of Clubs if you're, actually reading from the playing card deck. This card, love it when it comes with a new moon energy because it's all about new beginnings. But this is kind of like a match. This is about like new spark, like this kind of match, like a fire kind of match. Like let's strike it and see what happens. So it is also a very sensual card because it's all about new passions. It's kind of like that, ooh, I'm feeling like chemistry with someone, like what could come of that? Especially like new sparks of things. So the guidance that's coming through for you for this reading, like just right off the bat, is to really embrace like new beginnings in a way that makes you feel excited. And excitement and nervousness can often be confused with each other, so just know that like whatever is driving you towards the excitement, and even if it makes you a little nervous, it's new and exciting, go that direction, especially if it's creative or it moves your body. Those things are really good. Always make sure you're being safe. So if you are, going to engage in football, for example, or like a physical sport, make sure you're wearing your helmet. If you're engaging in intimacy with people, make sure you use protection. These are the kinds of things that are kind of coming up, but you can still enjoy and have fun and engage in things that make you feel passionate without getting bogged down by, oh, I can't do that because it's not safe or whatever. It's like, it's time. It's actually time to start that new thing. I really love that. New hobby. I'm feeling like, yeah, if you wanted to learn a magic trick, like it doesn't even have to be like a big thing. Just trying new things is definitely supported by this group. Ooh. And we have the King of Hearts, my personal favorite, because, I am the King of Hearts. So this often comes up, I feel like, when we are being asked to show up emotionally in a way that also balances the logic of things. So honor your emotions, honor the emotions of other people. You can be compassionate for people. You can be compassionate for yourself, and you can even wallow in your emotions at times, but there's also a point of having boundaries and not succumbing to either too far on one side of the spectrum or the other. So you don't want to fall too far in the emotional realm of things, but you also don't want to fall too far on the logical side of things, because sometimes your brain can, both of those things can actually misrepresent the truth of things. And it can it can actually hurt you, because this king is the unique king. The King of Hearts is known as the Suicide King because it's pictured with him putting a knife in his head, and that actually is just a printing error that happened over time, but now it's part of the card. And I just think of it as like, you can use your sword as a tool to guide and direct your vision and like express like where you want to go, but also it can be a tool to wound yourself too. So just know that your emotions are really powerful, and they are meant to inform you of how you're feeling, where you need to go, all those things. But also just know that you want to just balance that with the mind versus the heart, for sure, at this moment. And it's also really interesting because ace is like a 1 and king is like the end. So it's like this whole cycle of like new beginnings with your new leadership that you found within yourself. Like there's a maturing that I feel like has happened with you, but you just don't want to be the kind of king that is a dictator. You don't want to be a king that does not consider the kingdom, because eventually a king who does that is going to be overthrown or the kingdom will not survive. So the power will be gone. So don't give away your power when you can really use your intellect, use your emotions to work together in order to inform you forward. And that could be this new beginning too that's coming in. Like it informs you of where emotionally do I want to go? Do I want to start a new hobby like roller skating? It doesn't really seem like that's like, you know, practical in certain ways, but also I'd rather do that than, you know, read a book about chess that I don't actually really care about. You know, I don't know. I'm just thinking like that intellectual versus the passion hobby thing. Like don't let your fears keep you from achieving your dreams. I was at this workshop last night. It was amazing. And that someone shared a quote with me that was along those lines. I'm trying to remember it. It was like, don't deny your dreams because you're afraid of the nightmares, or something along those lines. Because like your dreams will never come true if you don't face it all, you know. And that's what Pisces really talks about. It's like the dark and the light. You can't have one without the other. So how can we marry the two? How can we embrace the dark to bring in and transmute it into light? And how can we enjoy the light to then reflect on the dark, and understanding that it was necessary for us to appreciate the light? Beautiful energy there. The last card we have here, oh my gosh, is the Two of Wands. So we got the Ace of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the King of Hearts. So Two of Wands is I'm seeing it like in a few different ways, but like the first way is like options. You have the world in your hands. Like, do you want to, what direction do you want to go next? Like there's this new beginning. We already know that, but now you have the authority, you have the power to direct your passion and where you want to go. You have the power to do that, but now it's the choice of like, well, do I choose this or that? Do I go one way or the other way? Do I want to be a big fish in a small pond, or be a smaller fish in a bigger pond where you can grow? And I'm kind of seeing it as probably the latter is what you want to be. Like sometimes it's fine to not overcomplicate things. So being the big fish in the small pond can really feel powerful and like empowering and like, cool, I know what to do. I know the status quo. Like this is great. But also if you stay there, then where's the growth? If you're already a big fish in a small pond, where else is there to grow? Whereas if you move that big fish into an even bigger pond, there's more potential. So I'm feeling like you needing to choose the growth path at this moment rather than the comfort path, because you're on a new adventure. Twos are also about partnership. So maybe you want to start identifying like who in your life do you want to take along the journey with you, because some people are only meant for certain times in your life and they're not meant to come with you moving forward. So don't restrict your own path, your own dreams, your own potential by staying in the comfort zone. I'm seeing you like trying new things, being more adventurous, and really seeking more, you know? So those are the messages I have for you. It's pretty simple, honestly, today. I'm feeling like just pretty simple vibes for this reading. So without further ado, we're going to now pick your good luck charm out of the good luck chicken. And let's see what good luck comes for you. Oh my gosh. It is a Sasquatch, a mini Sasquatch or a mini Bigfoot, which is kind of funny because we were literally talking about like big things in small areas and small things in big, you know, like, so this is also a mythical creature, Bigfoot. I mean, is it? I'll let you decide. But yeah, there's just this like Bigfoot energy of like this your good luck is going to come from maybe believing in the mystery a little bit more than maybe you would have. Because my immediate reaction to Bigfoot is like, haha, Bigfoot's not real, blah, blah, blah. But also, what if Bigfoot is real? What if Bigfoot is real and like so majestic, and like that's why it's so elusive that us humans haven't been able to capture Bigfoot, because it's so magical, it's so out of this world that we couldn't even comprehend it, and only a few people have seen it. But then other people think they're crazy because they can't prove it, you know? So I'm just feeling for you to keep an open mind. That's going to be your good luck moving forward. Keep an open mind, and things that might have been proven scientifically to not be real might actually be real. So just keeping an open mind of, you know, things are being revealed and truths are coming out. And don't believe every conspiracy theory, obviously, don't do that. But, you know, over the years, if you look back, some of those conspiracy theories that people have had actually have turned out to be true. So just don't be so rigid in your thinking. I think that's coming back to this King of Hearts too, where it's like, really feel into your truth rather than being blinded by just what you think logically makes sense. Okay? So those are the messages that I have for you. Thank you so much, pile number ones, for joining us today. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Maybe you want to share it with a friend who might benefit from these readings. I do have a bunch of readings on this channel that you can choose from. Again, it's timeless, so you can pick anything that resonates with you at the time. And also, I have some podcasts up there too. So if you want to learn more about astrology, more about tarot, all those things, there are resources on there as well that you can check out. Also, if you want something more personalized, have a personal reading, let's dig into your personal chart. Let's dig into your personal insights through tarot. Book a private reading with me. Please, please do. My favorite is to do it through in person here in Denver, Colorado. So if you're here or if you're visiting, please book a reading with me in person. But also I can do virtually as well. So if you would like to book any of those, all the information of that, how to book, is in the description box of this video. So thank you so much for watching. And without further ado, we're going to start with pile number twos. Hello, pile number twos. You are pile number two if you chose this Living Wheel astrology card oracle deck and this awesome chakra crystal thing. So I am seeing this as like more of like a smooth time for you to like smooth the edges of things and get more organized. I'm feeling like organization vibes from this group. And at the time of recording this, we are about to approach spring. So it does feel like spring cleaning vibes. Like what used to, like what belongings do you have that no longer spark joy? You know, the Marie Kondo vibe I'm feeling. And how can we get more balanced? And you know, you might also just have something in your pantry. Like say you have this bag of rice that you've never made and you don't see yourself making. Maybe you donate that, you know, somewhere else can then benefit from what, you know, I'm feeling like one man's trash is another person's treasure. So really, if something's burdening you right now, if something is collecting dust, how about we move that along to someone who might be able to appreciate it or benefit from it, so then it's not just collecting stagnant energy in your home or in your environment that's not helpful. And this can also be not just belongings. This can be responsibilities. So this could also be jobs. You know, if you're really not feeling aligned with a certain job anymore and you're ready to move on, like, hello, let's do it. Let's make the moves. Just because you're in a new era. So let's not hang on to the trash when we don't want to have a hoarder house in our mind or in our lives. So let's liberate yourself from things, liberate yourself from tasks, liberate, you know, streamlining things. I'm also feeling for you at this time. So I did draw 3 cards for you. Let's see what the first one is. And it is I'm pretty sure, I can't tell if these cards are upside down or what. We're going to just read it like this. Or I feel like it's actually like this. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if this is a waxing crescent moon or a waning crescent moon. And I think I've actually decided that it is a waxing crescent moon, which means that this is the phase of the moon that comes right after a new moon. So it's what builds, it's what's growing from that seed that's being planted. So an actual new moon, when it exacts, you can't see the moon at all. It's dark. But then a day or two later, you can now see the moon growing into that crescent moon, and it's getting bigger. So this is about growth. So I'm feeling for you, this is and the moon symbolizes emotions and emotional growth and things like that. So I am seeing for this group being more emotional in nature, and like, what seed are we planting at the time of this, you watching this video, that we can then already see the growth coming through time. Like, it's not going to maybe be a full moon right away. It's not going to be, when you set your sights on creating something, it's not going to be done overnight, like, especially like building something bigger, like a business. It's like, maybe you can, do paperwork the first day and have a vision the first day, but the business isn't going to have all the customers. It's not going to have all of like the ins and outs planned on that first day. It's going to take time to grow. So I feel like this is an evaluation time for you to just note, like, okay, what seeds have I already planted in the past? It doesn't have to be, this new moon necessarily, but what seeds have I planted, and what can I already see growing from that? Because there already is growth. There's something to be seen here. And this is like, I'm feeling a lot of like initiation, and like, the new moon is about like planting the seed, but then the waxing crescent is actually that seed, sprouting. Like, okay, it's not a full grown oak tree yet or whatever it's going to become, but it is on its way. Like, it's budded, and like, not like that is a good promise that the seed is viable, because if the seed wasn't viable, then it would have been a seed forever. Like, it wouldn't have grown. So this is just saying that there's something in your life that's really growing right now, and to continue to nurture it and feed into it if you want it to continue growing, because it's still in its infancy. So if you want it to continue to come into fruition, it still needs attention, and it still needs nourishment in certain ways. But this can also indicate like things like weeds growing. It's like, hey, the weeds are growing. They can be a bigger problem down the line if you don't nip it in the bud now. So I am seeing you in this divine balance of like, okay, what do I want to nurture to grow, and what needs to be removed? What's growing that needs to be removed because it's going to be like a tumor, like cancer, it's like, you don't want that to happen. So that's what this card is indicating. Then we also have a half quarter moon, and it's so interesting. We have so many moons. I want to see what this last card is. So you got all moons. You are in your lunar era. Oh my gosh. And it's like a whole cycle. And I swear this deck has been shuffled many times, and it is just super interesting and unlikely that it would all come out like this. Wow. I love it. So especially with the collective reading having the sun at the beginning, I just find that so interesting. We got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. It's so nice. So this second lunation, this is like the halfway point. So actually these all go together pretty well. They're actually in order of like the lunar cycle. So it starts with like, okay, the moon is growing into it's a new moon, then it's this waxing crescent, then it will reach this half moon point, which is a square. It's when anyway, I don't need to get into all that, but it's a tension point right before the full moon. It's like the halfway point between the new moon and the full moon. So it's kind of like we're checking in. It's like, okay, we planted that seed. Now it's the check in. How do we want it to look? So by the time it reaches a full moon into full fruition, it actually looks like how we want it to look like, and not just a mistake, So it is a tension point. I'm feeling some tension emotionally for you, but just remember that like whatever emotional tensions that you are experiencing, that's what initiates growth. We can't have growth without some friction sometimes, especially, yeah. So I am feeling that maybe this process of like starting new things and like getting rid of things that is not in alignment is kind of causing some tension, because maybe you have this, like, I don't know, your childhood blankie that is dissolved. Basically, it's just like in a pile in a Ziploc bag at this point, because it's been used so much. And so your blankie, you know, that's now in a Ziploc bag that's just like torn to shreds. It's just taking up space in your closet. And it can be really emotional to be like, wow, I just feel like this needs to go. I need to surrender this. It's time. Like, this is just taking up space. I don't need it anymore. But it's also emotionally, you have such an emotional tie to that item. So even though it's basically trash, it still has sentimental value. So there's some emotional tension that, like, just the advice coming through is to feel your feelings, allow it to flow, feel those hard things, and know that you don't have to do anything that's not in alignment with your timing. So again, like, maybe you want to keep that blankie out in that Ziploc bag on your altar for a little bit just to remember it. But once it then becomes a burden, you're like, okay, I'm now ready to release it. Or maybe you won't be ready to release it and you can keep it. Like, it's up to you. But I am just feeling like you are challenging your emotions in a way that's helpful and healthy. It's like, cool, I'm going to feel my emotions. And I'm also going to challenge those emotions that are from narratives from the past that are no longer in alignment in where I'm going and who I am now. And then it ends with this beautiful closing of a chapter. You know, we don't have the full moon in this process, but this is the very end. Like, after the full moon, after all of these phases, now this is the closing to then approach a new beginning once again. Because remember, like, life is cyclical. Like, the moon cycle is cyclical. So, you know, what comes up must come down, and what comes down must come up, in a way. So just know that, like, I feel you're in a phase of like really coming out and like doing the work, but then also coming back in to nourish yourself. It's like, okay, I did the hard thing. I did the one thing. I got rid of one really sentimental thing that I thought I could never get rid of, but I know that it was time to get rid of it. And now I can take a break and not push myself emotionally to do more. Like, maybe after that, you do feel inclined and you're motivated to be like, cool, I got rid of that thing. Now I can get rid of a bunch of things. Like, if that is something I can release, then a bunch of other stuff I can release. Great. Love that. And also just honor that, like, take time too. You don't need to get rid of everything all at once either, because that is just really disruptive and not necessary for this. If it's causing more harm than good, don't force yourself, but also push yourself not to your limits. Well, maybe push yourself to the limit of how far can I go? How much can I release emotionally without it being a detriment to myself and my emotional being? These readings have been so different than usual. I feel like it's so Pisces, really. I'm just like, it's so foggy. It's like, oh, like La La Land, and like, I want to have words to grasp the spiritual things that are coming in, the insights that are coming in, but it's really hard to sometimes verbalize a feeling, or like bring weight or bring structure to the things that are not structurable in a lot of ways. So that also might be something that you're experiencing right now, and it's okay to live in the in-between from time to time, you know? So just make sure you're being present in the moment, be present with your emotions, and just take one thing at a time. Okay. We're going to close this reading with picking a good luck charm from the good luck chicken here. Let's see what good luck charm wants to make itself known to you today. And it is a cheetah. It is a cheetah. Let's see if I hope you can see the cheetah, or maybe it's a leopard. I don't know. I don't think it's that accurate. It's a big cat. And I think actually we've picked a big cat for these readings before, which is really cool. There's a lot of good luck charms in there, but it's kind of interesting what ends up coming out and what ends up not. But cheetahs, to me, they're big cats. They're really fast. It's your good luck is going to be like just trusting your intuition. If you see something you want, go for it. Just grab it, you know? Also, they're not afraid to use their claws and to, you know, going back to the beginning of this video when we were talking about the cat and the mouse, this is you being the cat. It seems like maybe you embracing that like predator energy, not in a harmful way to others, but also maybe harmful only in a way that actually seeks justice. Because, you know, if you see someone like trying to assault someone, for example, like you stepping in and taking action to protect, and like maybe you get your taser out and you tase the perpetrator or whatever, and so you do hurt that person, but you're also protecting the more vulnerable person who is being harmed by that. So I feel like you using your power not to intentionally hurt people but to help is going to be your good luck, because you just never know. Like, I'm feeling like a story of like, oh, there was the person who saved the other person and now they're being regarded as a hero, and now they're getting all these sponsorships, and they're getting rewarded for their good deeds. So don't put yourself in danger if you are not feeling aligned with that. Obviously, I don't want you to ever put yourself in danger, but also sometimes the universe asks us to be brave and to put ourselves in harm's way in order to rescue someone else. So definitely be aware of your surroundings. Don't sacrifice yourself for someone else necessarily in a way, again, that's like, you know, don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. That's not what we're saying here. It's more about like, if you can, you know, grab someone's arm who's trying to cross the street, but there's a car coming that they didn't see, like, you can grab them, you can do that, you know, and that you can save someone's life. I'm seeing it as kind of a big deal. So be fast, be quick, just trust that first intuition when it comes. And also remember that is also to keep yourself safe too. Don't do something that will not keep you safe as well. So that's your good luck message. Those are the messages that I have for you, pile number 2s. Thank you so much for joining us today. It has been an absolute pleasure to read for you. If you liked this reading, please like, share, subscribe, and bring your friends in if you think that some of the readings on this channel could be helpful for them. Because remember, all of these readings are timeless. They can be viewed at any point in time. And I also have like a podcast on this channel. So if you want to learn more from me and some other foolish friends in about like astrology or tarot or any of those things, there are resources there for you. Thank you so much for your support. And also, if you have any questions, have any additions that you want to share, leave a comment. Please do. I always want to hear from you guys, and there's also things like intuitions that you have that I don't. So the more that you can share, the more that we all can benefit. So thank you so much. And also, if you would like a personalized reading, if you want to personalize like what is up with my birth chart, or a reading about just you in a situation that you're going through, you can book a private reading with me. I love doing in-person readings here in Denver, Colorado, but I also do virtual readings as well if you're not in the area. So you can find out ways how to book through fortuneofthefool.com, and that is also listed in the description of this video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful for you. Please stay magical and foolish in the best of ways.